majority of the barbershops are not on a mission. And a lot of those booth rental barbershops, they're not on a mission. They're not sailing somewhere. They're just existing.
Correct.
And that's the problem. I've always been a go-getter. I'm not gonna sit in the barbershop and wait hoping a client walks in. I'm not built like that. I'm not built like that, because if it was about my family, am I gonna wait, bro? Am I gonna wait for money and my family's hungry? No, you better get your ass outside and go get it because your son's hungry.
So Drew, thank you for the opportunity. I want to start this off, I think, with a question that may hold heavy in your heart, because it's probably could be the motive why you keep pushing for more and striving for greatness. How has barbering changed your life?
Barbering has changed my life because it has given me an opportunity to not be a selfish version, but be a selfless version. When I say that, I mean I'm able to make an impact on people daily. I'm able to be creative. I'm able to be aligned with who God has put me on this earth to be. When I say be creative, when I say make an impact, it's being able to help people, being on a mission to restore confidence, make people feel their best version. And that's my whole mission of why I do what I do and why I drive. Because for me, my standard is for Drew to feel his potential here on earth. And if I'm able to touch somebody and make them feel good through energy, through experience, through a haircut, is the reason why my life is, on the path that it's on, and how it's helped me change the way that I think and the way that I operate every single day. So, it's just a blessing to be in this trade, in this career, and be able to help people feel their best.
Have you had the person that introduced this to you? Was this just something self-taught, or somebody, you had some kind of mentor? Hey, look, come here, Drew. Let me show you this. Let me bring the idea. Is it something that you were always intrigued in becoming a barber? Why barbering? Why?
Oh man, I've had so many different mentors throughout my journey, for sure, and I can mention so many. I mean, a lot of them have faded away with my growth, but every stage of my life, I've always had a mentor, somebody that I look up to that influenced me. But in the beginning, I was always intrigued because I used to go to the barbershop as a young boy and watch all the barbers drive all the nicest cars, bro, have the freedom, joke in the barbershop, stress-free, and just cut hair. It was like a cool thing to do. It was like a community. You were like a community role model. People looked up at you like if you was a doctor, if you was somebody, that, had a serious trade, serious profession. And it was very serious when somebody got a haircut. When you say the mentors that I've had, again, I've had plenty. I can recall from being early memories of cutting in my garage. I had a barber named Bones the Goat that was helping me out a lot, that really pushed me to keep the job in barbering, because there was a time where I wanted to quit inside the barbershop. Even earlier before that, my cousin used to cut my hair, and I always used to like how I had the two on the top with the one on the side with the ice pick sideburns, and I love the feeling of feeling fresh. And again, going back to the barbershop and just seeing how the environment, the culture was, really just intrigued me. And then I started cutting hair in the garage at home. So, I started to get popular in my neighborhood and just kept it moving and started growing from there.
How did you see the business aspect? Obviously in the garage, most of the barbers start off like that, either in their garage, in the house, or in the backyard. At the time, what were the prices back then, man? Was it $5, $10?
$15, $7 a shape up.
Okay, cool.
$15 a haircut, $7 a shape up. You had a dub, you had a 20, you good. You pound a barber, $5 tip, you good. So that was very different times. But when I was in the garage, it was $5 a haircut. And the thing is, if I was to cut one of my homies with the razor blade, I would tell them your haircut's free. So they used to take advantage of that all day. I would cut them with the blade, cut them with the trimmer, have a scar somewhere. So I ended up doing work for free. But I was just building experience.
Who was the first person that trusted you? Because for me, obviously barbering, I think we're about the same age. It's always been like something cool. I have the same view that you have, right? Mm-hmm. And my brother was the first person. I obviously when you're in the realms of it, you know, being, you know, growing up in the hood, you know what I'm saying? You have the peers, and you know, barbering is cool, right? So I told my brother, yo, Manny, you know, let me cut your hair. And he gave me the opportunity. Yo, I fucked his hair up, bro. I messed my brother's hair up like crazy, man. He had to go to another barber, pay to fix the hair. Who was the person that allowed you to give you the trust? Yo, here you go, Drew.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, I'm thankful to have guys, all the guys in the hood, everybody back then. I really appreciate you. You know, you guys have no idea because I kept going. But there's plenty, man. I had such a large support group when it came to friends, family that allowed me to, you know, focus on my dream and try to do something, you know, and cutting hair. This is what I want to do. So they gave me opportunity. People that I can name off the top of my head that has allowed me was my cousin Brandon. You know,
is he still your client?
Brandon, well, he's not my client. He's my family member.
Well, I'm saying,
I haven't seen him in a little while.
Okay.
Lord, you know, my dude, I love you. I'll always love you. And I miss you. But we're still cool. My boy Rudy in the hood. Rudy, Brandon. Who else was I like jacking up like really bad? Oh, man. John Cordova. David Huey. All the boys in the hood, man. All the boys in the hood. I remember one time I had my boy Rudy. He was going to graduation senior year. And he told me to put like a Mickey Mouse design on the back of his head in his taper. So I tried to do it and it was terrible. He went to the trip for graduation and all the girls was like, what is that, a pile of shit on the back of your head? So he's still getting roasted till today, you know.
Wow,
but he was
crazy.
getting roasted all day. But again, these are just stories. You gotta like fail forward in life, man. You gotta
1,000.
fail forward, mess up. And I tell all the people when they say something is hard, it's only hard the first time, second time, third time. But imagine if you do it 100 times, is it still gonna be the same hard? It's not. That goes to apply with anything that you do in life. So I just kept jacking up, and then I learned a vital life principle. You know, same thing when I'm my own barber as well. So I cut my own hair. First 10 times was rough. 15th time I got a little better. Now it's just I cut my hair like I cut anybody else's hair.
Yeah, I've always been intrigued in that. I was like, man, how do barbers, you know, you're able to cut somebody else's hair, but to see yourself in the mirror and kind of know what to do. Yo, that's skills, man.
Yeah, well, it takes time. Just like I said, fail forward, keep doing it. It's gonna be terrible in the beginning, but it's great to be independent. And I recommend every barber that's watching this podcast, dude, cut your own hair. Especially if you're a pro, like cut your own hair. You need to have that skill set. You know, like I can cut hair and look in the mirror and just use the mirror and cut hair. I can turn my head like this and use the mirror, you know, not even looking at the client, bro, and just cut hair like this, looking at the mirror the whole time. Because I have a reverse motor skills now, and I can see, you know. But
that's pretty.
If you want to be on a different level, you should be your own barber and do it good. You know, you shouldn't be dependent on anybody. But
how long did you go working at a shop to end up opening Nice Barbershop?
Heavy Hitters, I worked in the beginning. I got fired from 2 barbershops before that, and then Heavy Hitters Barbershop, I had a long tenure. I believe I was there for 6 years, maybe. Oh, wow. I could be wrong. Maybe about 4 years. Then I went to Fade Addicts Barbershop. You know, I don't hop. I spend time, you know, and I absorb it as much as I can. But when it's time to go, it's time to go. And re-challenge yourself. I always had to re-challenge myself. If I find myself in a comfort zone in an area or a barbershop, I look for more challenge, you know, because I don't want to stay on the same level. But I want to say maybe, man, I want to say 8 years, probably 7 years
before opening up your own shop.
Yeah.
Did you when you opened up your own shop? Did you get pieces like, yo, I like when I worked in this place, I like the way he ran this. When I worked over here, I like the way this person ran this. Did you get pieces from everybody and kind of mold Nice Barbershop out of all the good attributes that where you worked at?
The good and the bad.
Okay.
And I think that's massive. Because I learned a lot more from everybody else's failures than I did their successes. Being that the decisions that they make, being, you know, the people they decided to engage with, the locations that we're at. But I definitely picked up a lot of, you know, skill sets, leadership skill sets. I was very observant in all the owners and how they led and how they managed the business. So, yeah, absolutely, man. You got to come and pick everything and mold it into your own game and just make it better. You know, anything that you do, I'll take piece from here, piece from here, piece from here, put it in my game. Same thing when it comes to the craft of cutting hair. You know, I like the way that he started his fade. I like the way that he, you know, his process, his sequence of cutting hair. And, you know, you just collectively put it into your own game and shape, and just keep fine tuning and polishing. And then you become, you know, your best.
But getting that's a great point. But getting as far as the way they were running the shop, you know, certain things, hiring the right barbers, when to know this barber might not be the right fit for my shop, my vision might not be aligned with his, or his with mine. You know, where there's certain things that you were able to pick out, right, and kind of mold your shop to be different than the rest.
100%. It's always been my dream to have a haircut, but I wasn't even thinking about that back then, about what kind of leadership. I wasn't thinking about any of that. When I was a rookie in the game in the beginning, the only thing I could really think about is becoming the best barber that I possibly could. You know, being the best craftsman that I absolutely could. I wasn't even on the consciousness of level of thinking about how my leadership was going to be, how he's running the barbershop, how he's doing this, how he's doing that, until I started progressing to like my junior, you know, stage of, you know, barbering. Then I started picking up, maybe unsubconsciously, I was picking up little attributes of leadership and, you know, culture and things of that sort. But yeah, man, I definitely, you know, try to acquire, you know, different skill sets and, you know, what they did wrong and what they did right inside the place of business. And when it comes to having barbers that fit, you know, I remember barbershop owners would just hire anybody to fill their chairs. You know, anybody to fill their chairs. I think, you know, that could diminish the brand. I believe that can, you know, create, what's the word I'm looking for when there is somebody to spoil your culture, or there's a term. What is that term?
Rotten apple?
A rotten apple. Yeah, absolutely. So you got to get rid of those very, very quick, because you want a team. What I've learned in leadership is that you want a team that's going to be able to empower each other, that's going to be able to work as a team. This is how you win championships. So if you throw somebody else that's not aligned inside the business and the vision, it's only going to pull you down, and it could possibly influence everybody else to do the same.
Have you, you know, going to business, same thing with my team. You know, you hire, but you give those people the opportunity as well, though. You want to show them, because they might be younger, you want to show them that it's all about being, working as a team. Not, because, you know, everybody may not have the same attributes that you may have, but you as a leader, now as a business owner, you want to kind of help them and guide them, because you may see a potential in them, but you want to help them and guide them. But it's true what you say. Sometimes you have to hire slow and fire fast, you know, before it just ruins the whole business, the whole office, or the whole barbershop. I totally agree with you on that. Yeah, man, I was gonna ask you something. I totally forgot now. But going back to the shop, when you're hiring these barbers, right? We were talking off camera for a bit. When you're hiring these barbers, you know, I like to talk to my barbers, right? My barber. I've had him now for a couple of years. I've only had 2 or 3 barbers my whole life, and it's when you hire them based off of compensating the barber, because you do want to make sure that they are treating the clients, because, you know, with the utmost service, right? And there's different kinds of compensation plans. See, I've only knew one. We were talking off camera, and I said,
That's
"Yo,
right.
you know, your barbers are being compensated. Are they renting the chair? How's the pay structure?" And you said no. You know, they're all commission based. Was it? Can you dive into that a little bit?
100%, man. A lot of people don't, you know, a lot of people do know, but I've noticed that there's some people don't know exactly, you know, what commission structure in the barbershop's like. So the way that I run my business is a performance-based business. You know, I believe performance-based business values and rewards performance. And how do you reward performance? By tracking revenue, by seeing how much value they bring to the business, by the numbers. At the end of the day, You know, this is a capitalistic environment, capitalistic barbershop. I believe in capitalism. And, you know, it takes different skill sets. So the better guys obviously will, you know, generate more revenue, and those are the people that get rewarded. And there's two structures. So a lot of barbers would do a booth rental barbershop, or they'll do a commission style barbershop. Booth rental, they pay $300 a week, a standard flat rate. They're pretty much their own boss. They come and go when they please. They, you know, their work ethic is what their work ethic is. There's hands off. And then you got the commission-based barbershop. Commission-based barbershop means that every haircut that comes in, it's a sale. Every haircut that comes in, it's a percentage split. Let's just say 50-50 for the house and 50-50 for the barber. So if the haircut is $100 for the haircut service, 50 goes to the house and 50 goes to the barber, and the barber keeps their tips depending on how they structure, which there's plenty of different ways that they have compensation plans for a commission-based barbershop. So yeah, that's how we do it here. And you know, I believe that it's very beneficial, you know, especially for my vision. I wasn't able to do a booth rental barbershop because I come from booth rent, and I noticed how unaligned people were, how they didn't see the vision, how the barbershop owner on a booth rental, it was very difficult for them to promote their business. Why? Because they didn't have a marketing budget. They didn't have a budget to keep them in fresh gear. They didn't have, you know, able to spend on things that were necessary in the barbershop to keep up with improvements. Why? Because they're at a flat rate on a booth rental model. They're on a flat rate. The barber owner has zero. Realistically, the barbershop in the booth rental, majority of them don't have the money to do that. And people like to be in fresh gear. People like to have a marketing budget. People like to be in a very prestigious area. If you notice the area that we're in downtown Meisner, you think that I'll be able to do this on a booth rent and have a profitable business and be excited about what I do? I need revenue to fill my business. As long as everybody understands the culture and we're able to pour more money into SEO, pour more money into marketing, pour more money into reshop redevelopments, or fix your ring light, or invest in this.
Investing in them.
Investing in them.
To help them in sales.
100%.
At the same time, you're also investing in them. They may not see it.
No,
they may not see it, but when you invest in them, it's building their character. It's building them that maybe they may not stay here with you forever, but guess what? When they leave, they're gonna say, you know what? Drew was not just, you know, my boss. He was a true friend, a leader, somebody that I could look up to, because you instilled new values, new things in them. And it makes perfect sense. When I would go to barbershops that were booth rentals, sometimes you have a lot of people waiting, and then you have the people obviously that have their clientele, and the walk-ins are just waiting and waiting, because most of the people, like you said, they take the day off. They all they're worried about is, okay, I made my money for my chair for the week. That's it. I don't have to come in to the shop 5-6 times, 5-6 days a week. I could just work 2-3 days and that's it. But what gets affected is the barbershop, the owner, the reputation of the barbershop.
Absolutely.
And that's what they don't see.
And you know what that is? What I learned about that, Sam, is that majority of the barbershops are not on a mission. And a lot of those booth rental barbershops, they're not on a mission. They're not sailing somewhere. They're just existing.
Correct.
And that's the problem. When you have a leader or a barbershop owner that just owns a barbershop, the reason why we do what we do is because we're on a mission. We're not just merely existing as a barbershop for what? There's no purpose. And I believe that's why this barbershop is special. The energy that comes in here, when somebody walks in this door, they feel it between everybody. There's a synergy and energy that's in the air. Why? Because personally, I'm on a personal mission. And what does that do as a leader? It influences your staff. So that's a huge thing when it comes to, knowing the worth, man, of the business and wanting to reinvest and allocate those resources to areas that's going to grow your people, that's going to grow the business model, that's going to grow the brand. It's crazy because one of the barbers worked at a booth rental barbershop that he's been with me for about 6 months. And 2 days ago, I'm listening. I'm just overhearing. I'm sweeping. He's with the client. And clients ask the wildest questions like, why do you work here? Or how much do you get paid? Or what is booth rent, commission? And one of the clients asked the barber, he said, so why do you choose here? What do you work here? And the barber looked up and he said, because the owner cares. The owner cares about the business. I think that's massive because I do care. I'm able to care. I'm financially in a position to help him be better, to coach him, to invest in him, to give him opportunity. So that really hit home for me, and I really liked that. That was very fulfilling. But I just, I wouldn't be able to do it on a booth rental. The amount of time invested, and you know how business is. You got to take the losses too. And the losses aren't big losses. Where does the booth rental owner find the sources for these losses? This is a group environment. Everybody's on the target. When the AC breaks, when something happens, you know what I'm saying? Like you were just talking about a lawsuit. You were talking about all these things. We need to stay afloat. As a unit, this is a ship, a real ship. So,
and not only that, and also like I walked in and the shop is so clean. Didn't see no hair on the floor. Usually like on Fridays, Saturdays, people, the last person that cuts, whatever, and then you come in the next day. I was here at 9:00 and the place was immaculate. I see everybody's, their toolbox, their desk, everything is so immaculate. It's like, you could tell that these people care, and it's all instilled through you. Mm-hmm. It's all instilled through you, because I've been to barbershops like, cables everywhere, things a hot mess, But I walked in, that's the first thing that caught my eye, the floor, and how organized and clean everything was. And that also tells a lot. You come into clients that are going to come to a barbershop and they see a hot mess. Like, man, am I going to come out of here with the ringworm? Am I going to, it's the truth, man.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of shops like that, man.
Everything is clean. Tell me a little bit more about the mobile service, man.
The mobile
You've been
service.
pushing it like crazy. We've spoken off air before on it. Tell me a little bit about the mobile service. I think there's a big niche for it, especially for young barbers that maybe have worked at a shop and they want to go independent. Tap a little bit into that.
Man, the mobile service is just something that's total visionary. We're still on the first, second stage of mobile barbering, and we're just, learning as much as we can, collecting all the data we can, seeing what works, seeing what's not. But it's such a popular addition to this barbershop. It's such a popular thing for the people. And, what is huge today? Convenience is massive.
Time
is massive. Even me, I'm door dashing all my meals. I don't have no time. I want to run business. Paying double doesn't matter because I can make double, triple, quadruple, staying in one spot and doing what I need to do. So if you can understand time, you understand that the value and convenience, and that there's really no price, on that. But marketing, it's an insane marketing vehicle because it is wrapped and it's very alluring and attractive to high-end people that value time. Shout out to all the haters that is on the Instagram. I'm so happy that you're there because you allow me to know that I'm going in the right direction. And without you guys, man, it's a huge shout out to you guys. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. And I love y'all so much, man, because every time y'all leave a negative comment about me making $350 on one haircut, that your limited belief couldn't even see that happening for yourself because of your current environment or just the people that you're around or the location that you're at. I'm here to tell you that I'm doing it. Why? Because I reprogrammed my mind and I targeted and marketed to the right people that appreciate a professional, that appreciate time, that appreciate that service, punctuality, professionalism, communication, relationship. All these different things is what brings the value, right? But it's huge, man. Me alone, I can do it, but I scaled it to my shop. So I got 4 mobile barbers here that I dispatch. Imagine all 4 of them having their own van. Now they're coming from doing $30 haircuts, Sam, to doing over $100 a haircut. Coming to work with Drew in Nice Barber Studio Mobile. I'm able to own a commission-based barbershop, right? Invest. I say, guys, I don't want none of these revenues. This is not for me to go buy a G-Wagon. It's not. It's for us to be the best, the number one. And how are we going to do that? Let's reinvest. Let's go get a mobile truck now. We're going to take those, whatever profits, reinvest back in the business. Reinvest back in the business, 100%. But mobile is amazing. It's a lot of fun. You're able to escape these 4 walls. You're able to meet new people, high-end people, celebrities. and deliver a very personalized experience, man. It's you know it's pretty cool, and it's very popular, and we do get a lot of calls, and we get corporate, we get accounts, we weddings. There's so many different ways that you can do it. Family, it's just
No,
exciting.
apartment complex, especially around here in this area and everywhere. There's a lot of apartment complex being built. You just pull up to an apartment complex, open up the van, and you'll see as soon as they're already working out in the building. So as soon as they're either going for a jog outside or whatever, let me just get a haircut. An apartment complex has maybe 300, 400, 500 units. How many people live in it? It's a great marketing, great everything, man. Business aspect, everything. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you.
Dude, why wait when we
And
can
time
go
is
to
money.
them?
And time is money. And people want to save time. People want to save time.
And the barbers don't need to be sitting around in my shop. I don't like that. So that's another reason why it's like, why wait for money when we can go and get it now? I've always been a go-getter. I'm not gonna sit in the barbershop and wait hoping
That's true.
a client walks in. I'm not built like that. I'm not built like that, because if it was about my family, am I
you hit a
gonna
good
wait,
point.
bro? Am
You
I
hit a
gonna
good
wait
point.
for money and my family's hungry? No, you better get your ass outside and go get it because your son's hungry.
And not only that, barbers come in here and it's not motivating when you're just sitting here waiting. And they're like, the whole day just goes to shit. Now they come in here and they're like, okay, it's a little slow. Let's check the mobile. How's the mobile? Oh man, look, we got a couple calls. Yo, you go. And then at least they're not wasting their time just coming in here and just, looking at the clock and shooting the shit.
100%. That's where mobile kicks in for sure, definitely. And there's a book called The Purple Cow, and that's what inspired me to get it. Which, how to make your business remarkable.
The purple cow?
Yes.
I
I may
haven't-
be wrong, but the author is Seth. I want to say a Goodwin. Jacob, you think you could Google? Can you Google that? Again, I could be wrong.
Purple
I want to
Cow.
get the right author, but it's how to stand out amongst your competition. How to make your business remarkable. So it's pretty much the concept of you driving through the fields. Let's say if you're going in the middle of Florida, you're traveling, and there's a whole bunch of cows. They're all black and white. You're looking out the window. You're just driving, traveling, right? They're all black and white. But all of a sudden, you go by one and it's purple.
You're like, yo.
You're like, hold on, you look like this,
pump
bro.
the brakes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a marketing book that helps you get into the mindset and to make your business different, to stand out amongst the competition. Excuse me, amongst the competition. And I think that was impactful, because you become what you read. It's crazy how that works. Every time I read a book, I feel like I go to the gym and I'm just, I feel strong, because your mindset, bro, your ideas start to flow, and that book was pretty cool.
You touched something saying that, you keep on reinvesting to the business. You could have been driving a G-Wagon, you could have been doing this. A lot of entrepreneurs make that mistake.
Too
early. They start seeing the money come in and they already want to live that lifestyle, right? Trying to reap the fruits of their labor quick instead of just waiting the extra 4 or 5 years, maybe 10 years to really be comfortable. And especially when you're starting a business, you always want to keep reinvesting into the business, into marketing, ways to improve, reinvesting into your employees, or in your case, into your barbers, how they can improve their communication skills. Because believe it or not, we spoke about this, believe it or not, the way they could sell more is the way they treat the client, the way they speak with the client.
Bring me more.
Because people,
Bring me more.
because you touch a good, because
Yes.
you told me something like, Sam, I was talking to you and I said, man, you know what? I get a haircut every week. And obviously in the beginning, I couldn't, either money wise or time. I just couldn't. But when you get so accustomed to getting a haircut every week, you're starting off the week, or you're ending the week, or be looking forward to the week with just a vote of confidence, right? And I've been in a position that, I'm in my last $55, $60, and I go to my barber and I get that haircut. And then as soon as I walk out of the shop, I head to the office or wherever I'm doing, the day just becomes even better. I don't know if it's me or if there's guests out there that have experienced the same thing, but it's just the vote of confidence that as soon as you walk out, you're like on a different level. But going back to the barbers, you teaching them how to communicate to the client, because at the end of the day, you always want, if they want to make that dollar, they want to make more money. The clientele doesn't want to obviously sit down with a barber that can't hold up a conversation. And not only that, most clients come in here and what do? Not only are you a barber, you're a fucking therapist, bro. They vent to you, they talk to you, they tell you about their problems, about it, and you want to be able to communicate and somewhat give them that reassurance, that guidance, that yo, everything's gonna be fine. Hey, look, I could put you in contact with this person. Am I hitting the key points or what, man? Because you know,
I am just loving everything that you're saying, because you're preaching exactly what I preach to my client. Well, I'm sorry, my barbers. It's a 50-50 game, Sam, in this barber game. And when I say 50-50, it's a game of hard skill and it's a game of soft skill. You know, at the end of the day, everybody can cut hair, bro. That's cute. Doesn't impress me. But how well can you communicate? How well can you communicate? How well can you build relationships? That's 50% of the game. I've had barbers, you know, even today, that still need to get better at having that soft skill. Are you familiar with those terms, soft skill and hard skill?
No.
Soft skill, your ability to speak, your ability to communicate, your ability to build relationships, has nothing to do with how good your blend is. Has nothing to do with how good your shape up is. Has nothing to do how good your shave is, any of that. You can be the greatest, bro. You'll make some money, but if you're good at communicating, you know, it's going to help you be more successful. And I preach this to my guys and I educate them on hard skills and soft skills. You know, how well are you? And I have guys here that are all-stars. Why? Because they know how to talk. They know how to talk. They know how to communicate. You know what I'm saying? Which is massive in business, bro. It's massive in business and in personal services.
having the right attitude too.
Yes.
You know, once you walk in through that door, whatever's going on through your personal life, yo, that's it, man. You have to block it off. Having the right attitude, because the energy feeds that. So this guy comes in, the client comes in to get a haircut, and you're already in a negative, you know, attitude is gonna rub off on him, and the whole experience is gone. Because what you really sell is an experience. You know, anybody could cut hair, but what you're selling here at Nice Barbershop is an experience, right or wrong.
You're right, man. That connection, that experience. Humans are yearning for a connection when they come in here, especially every single walk-in. They want to connect with the right barber. They want that connection. They want that experience. And if people could start thinking like that, opposed from thinking about just a haircut, I guarantee you'll double your money. I can guarantee you will double your money if you start connecting with people and stop just worrying about a haircut. Easily.
Yeah,
Easily. It's, you know, this game, man, a lot of people got to think about it differently, man. It's all about the way that we think about it. So that's good.
Where do you see Nice Barbershop in the next 5-10 years? Have you casted that vision?
Oh man, you know, I'm a visionary, man. I don't ever call myself, you know, CEO, boss, any of that. I'm just a visionary leader. And what I do, I don't think that, you know, me being egotistical about a title is important, because a lot of people do, you know, especially, you know, for the level I'm at, you know, we're always on the bottom of a new level. You know, every time we reach one level, we're on the bottom of another. So remaining humble is huge. And understanding and casting that vision is huge. Absolutely, man. And there's so many different verticals. And I want multiple barbershops. I want to have meetings with leaders that are running their own establishments. I want my products to be in the shelves of major stores. I want my mobile service to totally reinvent the barber business, to be one of the first, if not the first, the pioneers of men's mobile barbering at scale. Okay, this is fairly new. There's a lot of people, you know, there's some people you may not know because you're not in my industry, but as far as me, I know people that have mobile vans. But there's no barber owner or entrepreneur that has 100 vans yet, you know, at scale, running naps, you know, running a franchise mobile barber business. So now it's just me collecting the resources, collecting the information, collecting the data, understanding the process, understanding the systems, making the right, you know, acquiring the right information through experience, and then taking risk, you know, which I so want to do urgently, you know, but I have to continue collecting, man. So that's the vision, man.
Time to take your time when you're
Yeah.
doing your stuff. You can't rush into things. You gave a good point talking about that $300 haircut. Barbers making $100 haircut. You get a lot of hate
Yeah.
on
Wow. Instagram's it's such a
but explain to them the reason behind it, the purpose behind that price. Why is it that price? It has to be a price for a reason, right?
well, specifically for Drew Nice the barber, that's his price point. Okay, I have standard prices, but that's not for Drew Nice the barber. I am a barber, but if you can understand what I'm saying, what I'm reinventing myself into is a entrepreneur, bro, a business owner, somebody that can't spend his time cutting hair. So if people are gonna pay for my hour, they need to understand this is my price point. But when it comes to those prices, it comes with a lot more than a haircut. People, I do receive a lot of hate, but they don't understand. They don't understand first is because their environment, because they don't believe it's possible, but because they don't have that self-worth and because they don't have enough skin in the game or built the right connections or the right clients, and they just don't see it. And they simply don't understand the basic law of business, which they don't think applies to services, which is supply and demand. Why don't barbers understand supply and demand? It can help them bring a lot more money home. It's the basic business principle, meaning if you have a surplus of clients, you're only one person, you can't cut all those clients. Why don't you just pick 30 of those hundreds and charge $100? Why bust your ass when you could think like a business person? No, and then you build from there. You get, you continue building with the supply and demand principle, but you need to be able to build a surplus demand, which is an overflowing of clientele. And then you start collecting diamond clients, polishing your game, but you need to be the best.
But I think that comes also with rewiring the way they think, because when I'm pretty sure when you started off cutting hair, you're like, okay, it's just a numbers game. Okay, the more clients I get, the X amount of money I make. It's just rewiring the way they think to say, you know what, maybe I could cut less and make more and provide a better experience to that client.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, man, because I'm pretty sure you have. I'm on Instagram and I start scrolling and people are like saying, oh, such and such person paid X amount, and you read the comments, you're like, that's crazy. How can you pay $200-$300 on a haircut? This and that. There's some people that, their time is that valued, and they got the money, and why not? Why not?
Yep.
How many business opportunities come your way while you're cutting hair? Because I know for a fact when clients come in and you're cutting them up, they start to tell you things. Clients vent to you, man. And they tell you, and there's a lot of opportunities that come out. Hey, man, I heard of this. Hey, have you heard about this? No, and then you're obviously trying to get to know the client too, especially if it's a new client. Hey, what do you do, man? What line of business are you in? And they start to feed you this information. Have you been able to capitalize on certain opportunities with certain clients that have sat in your chair?
I would say so. Yes, absolutely. Especially when it comes to certain clientele, word of mouth, or referencing other people. But I typically stay within my niche. But when it comes to getting counts or having big groups for mobile barbershop services, we definitely execute on that. And the most special thing, or the special part of Nice Barber Studio, is the opportunity to network, especially in this area, downtown Boca Raton, and the type of clientele that we attract. It's a lot of business professionals, a lot of people of wealth, a lot of people that have built or are a celebrity or athlete. We saw Tom Brady walking down the street probably about 3 months ago. He had his college hat on. One of my barbers spotted Tom Brady walking around Miser, took a picture of him. I said, bro, if I was there, I would have I would have walked across the way, and tried to ran up, just acting like he's a regular person. What's up, man? How you doing today? Hope all is well. How's your jog? You can't treat people, like they're a celebrity, because then you fanning. But absolutely, Michael Vick was just in the parking lot. You got the owner of the Yankees that was in the park. Bro, there's so much opportunity here. When it comes to business, this spot is just, if you can understand the value of just working inside Nice Barber Studio in this location, you got to understand that you are with the great whites. And if you're able to navigate through networking and be able to communicate and build relationships, your life can grow exponentially. And that has happened for me, because one of my strategies coming from Lake Worth and Boynton Beach, was to come here, was to put myself in an environment to have business opportunities. Why? Because I want different from my family. And if I'm able to make this person love me, he's going to help me. That's the way that I see it. And what better way to do that is to offer him a service and make him feel good.
But being genuine as well.
100%.
Being genuine.
100%.
Being genuine.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking about celebrities. Obviously, you've probably been asked so many times. But how did the whole, you know, becoming PBD's barber, how did that whole that whole relationship come about?
Man, PBD was an incredible story. PBD has helped my mind, helped me in so many different ways. And PBD was in my life before I even met him. I was studying him when I was, you know, on my ass. You know, just moved out of an ex-girlfriend's house and, you know, needed to figure out, you know, I was having a kid. I had to figure out how I can make more money. How can I put myself in a different position? So I came across YouTube when I was sleeping on my aunt's guest room with my phone, and how to double your money. I'm watching. I'm like, yo, who's this?
The Money Game. The Money Game video?
The Money Game.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, I was like, how can I double my money? I'm like, so I just started watching it. I was like, he resonates with me. I like the way that he's breaking his down work ethic. If you really want to become a millionaire, this is that. So I started studying him very thoroughly, studying for maybe 3-4 years, right? I would be in my barbershop with him on the back TV with a notepad, writing everything that he's saying, because it processes and retains differently in your mind when you write it down. Barbers will walk by me like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Like, look at me like I'm an alien or something. I'm just, whatever. And then I ended up taking a risk out here to move to Boca, and then it's crazy how the universe works.
I was just gonna say that. But go ahead, tell your story, because I'm gonna tell you
how the
mine.
universe works. He ended up renting a house. I believe he came from Dallas, came out here, rented a house a mile down the road, and I see him tagging a jacuzzi, Boca Raton, Florida, and this is my first 4 months here in Meisner. I'm like, all right, let me write a comment. Wrote a comment, no acknowledgement, obviously. He has a lot of people that follow him, leaving comments and stuff. And then I didn't think anything of it, and then I had a dream. And then I rolled over on my bed and I wrote it on my story, and it's so crazy. I had a dream. Patrick McDavid walked inside my barbershop and we did a video drop for Instagram. And then he opened up the story because I tagged him, double clicked it, didn't say nothing, I kept it moving. And I'm like, yo, that was sick. He liked my post. That was, you know, it just kept it moving. And then when he moved here, his wife was looking for a barber. So who has the most reviews in the area? That's what she's looking for. People with the most credibility, the most reviews. And
well, hold on. The story, you posted that story before he even moved here, or he was already living here?
I don't necessarily recall,
Okay.
but it's a little blurry. But I still have, you know, some of that. I couldn't recall. I don't know at the time because I was consuming a lot of his content. So he was definitely, you know, somebody pushing me indirectly. He was pushing the world.
He was pushing the world.
He's
He
still
pushed
pushing
me
the world.
since
Still pushing.
2015,
He's pushing
bro.
all of us. That's why we're lying here.
Since
We're
2015.
at this podcast together today.
1,000.
that's
Well,
super
we met at
exciting.
his event.
Yeah, we met. Yeah, absolutely. The vault. So he was looking at, his wife was looking at reviews. So she found us. We were probably one of the top, probably at 350 at the time, but we were leading in reviews. She saw my professional photos and she was like, okay, she told Pat. And I guess he put 2 and 2 together. He found me on Instagram and then DM'd me. He asked me if I can cut his hair. And I said, yeah, he came through, cut his hair, and I botched him. Dude, I totally botched PBD, bro. Bro, I'm like, because when you cut somebody's hair for the first time, you don't know what you're going into. You don't know the patterns of the hair. You don't know how it blow dries. You don't know the tech. You know, it's majority of them we get right, but some of them are more challenging because what I saw about Patrick's hair and the way that I was trained prior was to just go straight up, and that's what I did to his hair. But in these areas, bro, his hair shoots this way, and he likes a pompadour. So how are you going to train the hairs that want to go this way on the side of his head to flip back? So you need more bulk there. You need to cut it differently. So I just cut it straight up. I mean, if I show you the pictures now, dude, you're going to be like... I mean, a regular person wouldn't tell. But he
Yeah.
was like, I guess to Sam, he was telling Sam, his assistant at the time, was, Sam, look at my hair. What are we gonna do? I didn't know, bro. I was just nervous, bro. He came in here, bro. Saw him in the parking lot. I was like, bro, this can't happen. He's not really here. So he comes in the shop, and I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I broke down emotionally. And I said, he came here. That's why it was so real to him, and that's why I'm his barber today, because he felt the authenticity in the first impression, the first engagement. When he walked into my shop, bro, Ferragamo belt came in a Tahoe. Came here, looked around, right there, bro.
That's crazy.
Bro, looked around, used to talk like this. Bro. I'm like, bro, all right, say less. Anyway, he walks in the shop, he opens my door, he looks around. I walk up, shake his hand. I said, PBD, you have no idea how much you have influenced my life. You have no idea. And then he said, how? I had to breathe. I said, can you excuse me? Sure. He sits down. I walk to the back, bro. I try to gather myself, bro. Tearing up, bro. You feel me? Had to breathe because, bro, this is a dream, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like how much he had influenced me. And, bro, this barbershop is yours, bro, in a way. Because I wouldn't have to take the risk in entrepreneurship. I wouldn't have to take the risk in
the skills that he instilled in us.
100%. I would
through a YouTube video.
Through YouTube, you know, understanding the principles of the work ethic, how to become a millionaire, how to do this, do that, you know, what it took. So, you know, I made that happen, man. I made that happen through his advice. And, dude, it was crazy. He came in here and the haircut wasn't great, but he saw the potential. He saw how real I was. And then he showed me a video from his old barber of how to cut his hair properly. And, bro, you just showed me one time and I know how to do it, bro. It's not that I didn't know how to do it or didn't have the skill set. It was just that it was a new, it was
you didn't know his hair. You didn't know his hair. And also,
and you're a little nervous, bro. I was nervous, bro. I was nervous.
Of course.
I'm like, I got to get him right. A lot under pressure. A lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? He's on camera all the time. And, you know, he saw that I was genuine. He didn't judge me from that first experience because he understood. And then I learned his hair. Now I know it like the back of my hand. And, you know, we've developed a really good relationship. So it's been a blessing. Thank God. Thank the universe. And, you know, hey, the future looks bright, bro. You know what I'm saying?
1,000.
So let's get it.
1,000. You know, you mentioned that everything happened like somewhat. You know, God put you probably in the right place at the right time. Mm-hmm. And I was for me it's the same thing. I've been following since 2015. And when he said he was coming to Boca and then to Fort Lauderdale, I said, nah. And then obviously he had an office and I'm in the cleaning business. I said, man, there's one day I'm going to end up cleaning his office. And sure enough, I was able to meet him, be in the realms of him. And when he bought his hanger, the first person they called was me. I was able to go clean their hanger. You know, and just out of curiosity, like just not out of curiosity, I'm sorry, just out of the courtesy, I didn't even charge him, bro. I didn't even charge him because it was like the amount of knowledge and mm-hmm. skills that he was able to teach me when I was becoming an entrepreneur, when I was working my 9-to-5 and starting my business. And to this day, man, the video that he has, The Life of an Entrepreneur, when I quit my job, and I would drive around every morning. I would play that video every single morning for 3 years. I would play that video, bawling like a bitch, bro, crying, you know, thinking about my mom and the whole situation that I have going on. Mm-hmm. Dude, man, that one video alone just changed my life, bro. So PBD, thank you, man. And to this day, he's already still influencing a lot of people, man, a lot. And the same entrepreneurs that he influenced through entrepreneurship, now he's kind of guiding them into the politics as well, getting to learn a lot more about politics, a lot more about the stuff that's going on in the world. At least for me, you know, I listen to him for that now. You know, I'm not sure if
well, I know a lot more about politics than I've ever knew in my life. Through him, absolutely.
You see?
His influence
Look
is
at
huge.
the influence that this guy has,
His
man.
influence is massive, man.
And the crazy thing is, like how he says it, a guy from the Middle East came here with nothing, family, just like his parents, just like yours and mine, man. You know, working a 9-to-5 job, just trying to make ends meet. And look at the success that he's had by obviously determination, surrounding himself with the right people, and having a different mindset. You know,
It's so powerful.
yeah, man. He's definitely changed a lot of our lives. So enough with the PBD stuff, man. So Drew, I want to just thank you for the opportunity. Is there one thing that you want to tell the audience out there about Nice Barber Studio that, you know, people that haven't been to the shop, haven't been to the place to sit down in the chair with you or with any of your barbers, one message that you want to give them?
Nice Barber Studio is on a mission. When I say we're on a mission, it's, you know, what we do here is a lot different from everybody else. And I encourage you to come visit the barbershop because our mission is to help you feel your best, help you enter this barbershop and then ultimately leave your best version. And like I tell everybody else, man, everybody is in the business of haircuts. But Nice Barber Studio is not in the business of haircuts. The reason why we're so impactful in our community, what we do here, and why we're on a mission and fulfilled in our purpose, why the guys are fulfilled, is because we sell an emotion. We sell love at the end of the day. We're passionate about what we do. And if you're a barber, somebody that just is not in the right environment or in the right community or feel like they want to quit barbering, let's connect and let's get on a mission, man. We're looking, you know, at scale. We're looking for leaders. We're looking for people that want to be part of that mission. And, you know, I won't stop till I'm 6 feet under, and I'm going to continue, you know, improving as a leader and continue bringing value to my people and just do the best job I can and fulfill my potential. But I'm grateful, man. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here and speak with you, man. It's always empowering. It's always empowering to meet with entrepreneurs and do things like this and offer value, you know, through our stories to the people that are viewing. And, you know, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm in the gym and I'm looking for more weight on the bench press. I'm looking for more weight, and that comes in entrepreneur. You got to get in the gym because if you're not your strongest, if you're not sharp, if you're not on point, the odds aren't in your favor. And just like PBD would say, stack all the odds in your favor and you're going to have the highest likelihood of success in whatever you do. And what does that take? You know, mental fortitude, you know, your physical ability, you know, grit, resilience, and just keep going, man. Keep going. God put us all here and he says, Sam, this is what you look like when you're your best. This is what you look like. This is what you have. This is what you have for your family. But are you going to be disciplined enough to chase that? Or are you going to think selfishly and lazy and go to sleep or eat this food or do that? But he has a plan, bro. And it's our job to fill that potential. And that's my mission. And, bro, let's get it, bro. Let's get it.
Thank you once again, man.
You already know.
Appreciate it, bro.
I don't want to hit the mic, but for sure.